Last time on Let's Play Metroid Prime 3 Corruption.
Frigate class gunship. GF records identify pilot as Rundus. The engines are still warm. There's a lot of interesting puzzles in Planet Bryyo and they all involve fuel gel. The warnings of the Chozo to seek balance between old and new ways were not heeded by the laws of science. Break out this way. A missile expansion. You all remember this is here, by the way. This is going to be a very important room, and we have a giant pool of phasers here and some phasing barbs that we need to use the hyper beam in order to destroy. What's happening?
Samus, we just received very abnormal readings from your life support systems. Are you okay?
Shoot enemies, but don't expel all of your hyper mode energy at once. You basically have more than your fair share worth of hyper mode energy and can keep firing the most powerful type of beams at your opponents. It's really overpowered now, and you have no reason not to be using hyper mode, which is kind of depressing really. Are you ready? It's pumping time! Pump! 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 There you go. Of course, the waterfall tunnel now runs along the side of the platform, which is pretty clever. This is another example of Metroid Prime 3 borrowing from handheld Metroid games. And now we're up here. And then when it gets to this point, shoot it. That will make it ignite. That will drop down a platform and also allows us to collect ourselves a missile expansion. Hello, Jedi Person here, and welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. We are currently on Planet Bryyo, trying to track down the Leviathan and figure out how to get inside the shield. So, let's proceed onwards into this next passage here, where we have a bunch of hoppers. So, let's go ahead and destroy these guys. I'm gonna save my hyper mode, because it would be a bit of a waste when we could just kill them with single charge shots. Okay, so let's proceed onwards into an interesting section here. Raw fuel jars pouring through openings. Extreme cold could probably stop the flow. Right, so we need to wait for these things to stop pouring fuel gel, and then we can do a space jump directly through it. Want to draw your attention to this here. Stonework head is open. Enter the opening to access the transportation shaft. As something hit us. What hit us? Oh, it was that behind us. Okay, right. Standing in completely the wrong place there. Unless... Did I see something there? Yeah, there's a Graynol there. Dragnol. I keep getting them confused, dang it. Right. So, we need to wait for the gels to pour through. And another one which is a bit more simple, another Gragnol to destroy. Walrus was such an easier nickname to remember, dang it. Right. We've got a new enemy right here. These are gel bugs. Gel bugs are roaming insects encased in organic phasite. These cavern-dwelling bugs have come to rely on fuel gel as a source of sustenance. Over time, their shells have become saturated and crystallized with fuel gel. As a result, their bodies have become highly unstable. Weapon fire will disrupt the gel and cause the creatures to detonate. Right, so now we destroy that. Well, as I was saying, cause them to detonate. Let's destroy some more of these because these are going to be a pain otherwise. So we are heading up to a location called the Temple of Bryyo. So you may be wondering, is there an energy controller on the other side of this thing? Maybe, it seems likely. I mean, Prime 2 set the staple for temples in Metroid games by having them require 3 keys to unlock. Also, although that was in the Dark World only, in fact there's no Dark World here, but yeah. We can just waltz on right through here, no need for the 3 keys, and maybe we'll find an energy controller on the other side. We've got a large open area, and you know what that normally means. If there's a large open area, there's probably going to be a battle of some sorts. And we have Space Pirates! And we also have something else as well. Large Space Pirate crates of durable plating. Use the forces required to access their contents. Oh, I didn't read the logbook entry there, sorry. Only heavy weapon fire will destroy them. Okay, well there wasn't much to that, so never mind that. Anyway, the main meter, what we hear, we have a new type of Space Pirate to scan right here. Maybe multiple new types of Space Pirates. This is an armoured pirate trooper. Covered with a thin layer of armour, susceptible to explosive attacks. Armoured pirate troopers are equipped with a standard armour sort. It provides adequate protection against beam attacks, but as well as to explosive blasts. They are outfitted with all the basic pirate armaments. This includes an assault rifle and energy scythe, both powered by phasing. EMP grenades are often employed against powered armour foes. A new jet system provides increased mobility. Sorry. Are you the only type of new pirate we've got here? By the looks of it, yes. Right, so let's destroy the Space Pirates. So we're big beating here. Now, we could use Hyper Mode here, but I said on the other side of the LP, I wanted to be a bit reserved in Hyper Mode, in spite of the fact that Hyper Mode is incredibly overpowered and there's like literally no reason not to use it. Just going to be a bit more reserved, as it were. Also, I'm going to try and get some of my energy back, because this is actually my second take of doing this part, as it were, so... And suffice to say, something really bad happened in the first take, and I do not want to have that repeated. Break open your armour with... Come on, it's just Space Pirates and... Make it more troublesome for myself. Yeah, there's a lot of Space Pirates saying you need to be able to survive all of this lot. So let's try to keep energy up as much as possible. I will not use Hyper Mode, I do not want to resort to using it. But there's just too many Space Pirates. More coming. Rundus! Dude! So happy to see you again! Glad to see you're alright. Huh? Oh. Sorry for being quiet during that boss battle, but I was quiet for one main reason. The music in that fight is absolutely amazing. It's just so good. But as you can see, Rundus was sadly corrupted by Dark Samus. We tried to fight him to save him, but it was to no avail. Rundus is dead, impaled by his own ice spikes, and consigned to a really bad fate. He did leave behind one token though. Normally, I'm quite happy when we defeat bosses, but Rundus is one exception. This was a tragic fate. And in memoir of Rundus, let's take his parting gift to us, one of his signature power-ups. So, we have a new upgrade, the ice missiles. Now, you may be wondering, have I heard the ice missiles before? Why is it not the ice beam? Why are they missiles this time around? Well, that's an interesting story because, you know what? The ice missiles are not actually a completely new power-up that you might think they are. The ice beam is the traditional one, but for this time they've gone with ice missiles of all things, and we're going to be using the missiles to freeze things. Fun fact though, this is actually a returning power-up from Metroid Fusion of all games. In that game, Samus had to use the ice missiles over the ice beam because of her new Metroid DNA, so it was incompatible in terms of using the ice beam. So, few could have predicted that the ice missiles would appear in another Metroid game, but here they are. Now they're in Metroid Prime 3, so it's just another example of Prime 3 taking inspiration from handheld Metroid games. We're going to proceed onwards, and you may be wondering what exactly you're supposed to be doing when battling Rundus, because I didn't really explain it that well in the process, but yeah, Rundus fight is quite simple. What you're doing mainly is you're shooting at him until he gets stunned, then you need to use your grapple dusters to pull him down, sometimes off icy pillars, and then you can start to damage him. Using hyper mode is the best thing there, and that's why I was not using hyper mode against the Spacei Pirates, because I wanted to preserve my energy for the real fight. Anyway, we have a new enemy to scan here. These are scorch bugs, tiny insects that feed on fuel gel. They explode when shot. Scorch bugs are exclusively found on fuel gel producing planets such as Bryyo. The tiny insects subsist entirely on the volatile gel. Like many creatures with this diet, they have taken on the ignitable characteristics of their food source. When shot with any type of weaponry, they burst into a small explosion, leaving behind only a scorch mark. It is from this trait that they have earned their name. These guys are a nice source of kills. And what do you know? We have the friend voucher for 300 kills. Now we've got another one of those that's... I didn't even...
You cannot escape corruption, Samus.
to do that here. So it's not a one-time only scan, so might be a bit easier to get here actually, because I think it only pops up in one place. I could be wrong about that. I guess we'll find out in just a moment, but try and get some of my health back for a moment. Right, so now we have the ice missiles. We can fire them on the fuel gel, and that will allow us to cross it. There's a quite simple pathway across here. So much so, I think there's actually just... No, that's the way we're supposed to go, and I've dropped myself in the fuel gel. Oh well. Anyway, this is the way we need to go. Destroy you, and scan some things in here. Openings appear to be used as a drainage system. Their interiors are soaked with fuel gel. And we've already scanned you, you're red just because you are red, not because of the scan visor. This is what's important here. Pumping station controls the third fuel gel through nearby spouts, used to release gel. Right then, are you ready? It's pumping time! Pump up the gem, volume up, I've forgotten the words of this song, dang it! So, now that's happened, we can make our way over to the other side. And these are more scorch bugs. Anyway, to get across these, you need to be able to freeze these with the ice missiles. And yes, you may remember these look quite similar to stuff we found elsewhere on Bryyo. That is what the ice missiles were the power up we needed to get beyond that point. For now though, let's move across here and shoot you because you're going to be annoying. Get some of our missiles back. So, and we're into some sort of interesting room here. Hologram console offline. Current display none. Restore power to operate. And we have some Bryonian lore here. Bryonian Generator translated. Downfall. Look now to the time of battle. Tribe against tribe. See fertile land swept clean of all living things by arcane nightmares or the hellish blasts of science. See the giant stone Morganars do battle, destroying the land with their titanic blows, and hear the undying scream of a planet racked by darkest war. The battles waged endlessly, and the resources needed to sustain our war machines were great. Bryyo too had become a casualty of the war. The air was filled with the smoke of battle, and the soil soaked with the toxins of pollution. Calamity after calamity visited the folk of Bryyo, until a world once known for wonders became a scarred husk under the stars. Only a small region remained habitable, and to it the survivors went, bringing the war with them. I sometimes wonder, with Metroid games, amid the coronavirus pandemic, if a planet has a thriving species, we could all be one catastrophic event away from extinction, but the planet would live on, devoid of life except for the local wildlife. It really makes you think sometimes how lucky sometimes in planet Earth we are to have a species. Maybe there is other life out there, but for now only sci-fi will cover that sort of thing. Anyway, I want to move on to this point here. Leviathan Seed has embedded itself within the planet, currently protected by an energy shield. And we also have this here. Leviathan Shield Generator. Armor plating made of maldium. Armor integrity at maximum. Maldium. We haven't seen anything like that. I wonder...
Clearly, this is the source of the energy signature we detected. This generator is supplying power to the Leviathan's protective shield. You will be unable to destroy the generator with your current weapons. You must find a weapon capable of penetrating the generator's heavy armor.
Well, that result solves that then. Aurora Unit 242 just tells us that we straight up need to find a weapon to be able to destroy the shield. So unfortunately we can't really do anything about that just for now. We can, however, scan this terminal right here. Also, I love how the hand, the handprint here is a Spacei Pirates hand, just because it was a Spacei Pirate terminal. So that makes sense. So yeah, we can't really do much about the shield generator for now, so we're going to go and make our way back. If there's anything noticeable on the way back, I'll let you know. So when you get back to the temple, there'll be a bunch of hoppers waiting to greet you. Let's dispatch these quite easily. And that will activate the lift that we just came up from. Okay. Anyway, You can hear a whirring noise in this room, right? But we can actually get the power up that's in this room because it's protected by something here. We won't be able to do anything about that for a very long time, so let's just leave that for now. So, as you leave the temple, we need to go back to our ship now, so that's where we're going to be heading. So, back in the fuel gel room. We'll try to destroy the Gragnolls while they're here. And make our way back. But there is an even quicker way back. This fuel gel ring doesn't go anywhere, however we can now freeze it with ice missiles and make our way through. And when we do that, it will create a passageway. We go into here. This fires us all the way back to the start. We get a friend voucher for our troubles. And when you get out there, put your scan visor on because... Oh, not that. We missed it again. That was one of the things we've seen from before. Fortunately, I've remembered the proper way to do this now. So just we'll be right back. So what you want to do is to go 2 screens over to get an enemy to reload if you particularly want to be able to scan it. Now we're better prepared. We have the Bryonian Shriek Bat, aggressive seething dweller that dive bombs approaching organisms. One of the many types of Shriek Bats found across the solar system. The Bryonian Shriek Bat behaves similarly to all of its cousins. Shriek Bats will nest in small groups and make their way home in a sheltered environment. Dwelling on the top of caverns and ruins, the Shriek Bat will hunt nearby insects and small creatures for food. Once a nesting area has been found, it will be fiercely protected from any intruder. The territorial Shriek Bat will dive bomb at any creature that wanders too close, no matter what the size. Bryonian Shriek Bat. So there's multiple types of Shriek Bat, you say? Yes, one for each individual planet. We have to scan Shriek Bats multiple times during this game, and you may get tired of doing so in the process. Anyway, so we have a new power up in the ice missiles, which sadly came at the expense of Rundus's life. Our next objective, we're going to be going back to the Bryyo cliffside because that's the way we need to go. We cannot really do anything in the jungle area just yet because we need the power up, our next power up. So we need to go back to the Bryyo cliffside area and then head to the lava falls that we couldn't cross before. But now we have the ice missiles, we can. Anyway, see you next time on Let's Play Metroid Prime 3 Corruption.